Welcome back, Keepers of the Flame. Alright, we went Virgo. Should we do Capricorn today? We're just gonna keep doing the Capricorn, Earth thing, Capricorn and Taurus. Maybe we'll get done today. Yeah, my schedule got busy again. So, rolling with that. Capricorn, what do you want? Let's get some midnight magic going, Cappy. See what's up with the mycelium. Sound good? Alright. What does Capricorn need to know? Highest good of all. Hang on, Cappy. Hang on. Cute little spo going. That's what I call it anyway. Spo. Alright. I'm not gonna put it in the camera like we usually do because I've been trying to get the cards more like in shot and it's not working. As you can see, I've been fiddling with the table and now it's all kitty wampus. Okay. Alright, Cappy. What do we need to know for Capricorn? How you feeling now that Pluto is transitioning out of your sign? For good, I think it's only back in your sign for a couple weeks in the fall. I want to say in September, November-ish. What's up, Capricorn? Where's Capricorn need to know? Highest good of all. Flowers coming through. Finally. The Hermit, which was in reverse. Ace of Pentacles, which is in reverse. King of Swords. And the World card. Well, based on this, you're coming out of something, obviously. There's the Devil at the bottom, the Chariot in reverse, and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Knight of Swords. Definitely getting clear about something because the King was in the upright. But what you're getting clear about, I don't think you had planned on getting clear about. Which is your destiny and how... okay. So with that Pluto, you might have taken a little bit of a hiatus on several occasions in the last 20 years. Kind of come to an understanding that with the Devil and the Chariot here, with the Seven of Pentacles and the King of Swords, you're starting to realize that maybe moving constantly is not it's coming. Give it a second. So when we're looking at the vast array of life and all of our functions in it, we haven't taken too much time to cultivate good, healthy relationships. we've been maybe a little too preoccupied. I don't think this is just for Capricorn, but the whole of society's been a little too preoccupied with work, work, work. And it feels like within this parameter that I've been given, and I can't see it right now. I can't see how long or short this is for you, Cappy. But it doesn't matter how hard you work, how fast you move, it's still not going. It's spreading, but it's not moving at the rate that it used to. You're starting to understand that this right here, you're getting really clear, Cappy, about what that means. And that it has really nothing to do with these. Okay? How fast or slow something moves as far as Pentacles, resources, and whatever else. That being at the top there, the first card out the gate, says that you're starting to really understand that that's the cultivation of those relationships, whether it be romantic intimacy, business partner intimacy, friendship, family, whatever it is, that's what matters. And that's how you actually get ahead. That's how you progress, not this work, 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 blah, 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 blah. Getting off the hustle culture train, good, because it'll kill you. It'll kill you right quick. It'll paralyze you, immobilize you, and it will definitely wreak havoc in the rest of your life. You can say, yeah, I got a shit ton of money in my bank account, but what good is it if you're just like having to pay people to hang out with you? It's kind of what this feels like. It's like you are understanding that, oh, it's okay to, you know, let the Pentacles aspect rest for a while and really focus on getting to know the people that are around me, that are in my life. Interesting, Cap. Okay. Clarifications. I do have a question about the Hermit. Basically for my own sheer fuckery interest. Like, how long were you in this Hermit mode? Okay, we're gonna go with the Wild Unknown. Tarot. Ooh, straight at the bottom, a Tower moment. Tower moment puts you in the Hermit mode. And, you know, as a Scorpio, absolutely. That is the right way to respond to a Tower moment. That's my hyper-independent Scorpio mode. Self-isolation. Alright, what's up with this Hermit for Capricorn? Are we out of the Hermit mode? Or are we... There's the Tower again. In reverse. So you're through the worst of it. There it is. Leaving your legacy. Leaving petty arguments. 5 of Swords. Within your own mind. And wreaking havoc in your relationships. Leaving that behind. Healing. 5 of Pentacles. Enough of the leaving out in the cold. The Son of Swords. So that would be... That's the Knight. Ace of Pentacles. I saw the Knight in the mushroom deck. It didn't come out though. In the subconscious waters. Okay. 3 of Cups in reverse. And the 8. The 8 of Swords in reverse. Okay. So you might be figuring out in your subconscious mind how all of this neglecting your relationships, because this is trying to heal that pettiness, that mental agony that you're causing yourself with leaving yourself out in the cold because you're working so hard and leaving other people hanging. This is what this says to me. You're leaving other people hanging because you're so focused on Pentacles, or you were so focused on Pentacles. And you're seeing how that's not allowing you to step through the portal into a good, a decent life where you're able to move forward and be at peace with slow growing, slow process living. Ooh. I think that's for a lot of people on the planet, though. Okay, and you are getting messages in and out through your subconscious now that you're able to slow down and just, you're keeping the chariot moving, but you're not so preoccupied with slow growing, you're not panicking over it. It's not preoccupation. You're not panicking over things that are not coming to fruition as fast as you had hoped they would. You're watching it grow. You're watching it spread. That's what this is doing. That little powder that's being released there is more of the plant. That's their babies. So you're confident that it's growing. So you're just not necessarily totally upset about it. Let's get that Seven of Pentacles. That's the Seven of Cups. You have options. 2 sevens. Hey, hey. And then the Emperor card is here. And the Devil. Okay. So you're revisiting this here with a different perspective on what is good for you and what is bad for you. So I don't know if you're new, if you're not new, but here we read things differently. The Devil is not the evil entity that we've been instructed to think. It's the dude with the torch, right? The goat with the torch. Okay? Simply holding the light to things that are holding you back. So your addictions, your trauma bonds, same thing, addiction. If you're in a trauma bond, you got junkie brain. You got junkie brain. And you cannot function off junkie brain. Okay? And we fail to understand how prevalent that is in society. I don't know if you need to hear this or not. So junkie brain is a chemical secretion that's controlling your system. So that doesn't have to come through with an outside substance. You can be in a trauma bond with someone or a religious entity, some sort of cult, or even like, if you're one watching news 24/7, that's a trauma bond because it's based off fear entirely. So this whole process is releasing cortisol and adrenaline into your central nervous system. And then when you don't die from it, you just witness it happening on the news, or you can read about it in your holy texts. It doesn't matter which one it is. It's going to release serotonin, oxytocin, endorphins, and dopamine into yours. And that chemical mix is going to form a bond. Your brain is now going to be hyper-focused on that because it's giving you a kick. It's giving you a boost. It's giving you, it's almost like a feeling of invincibility because you have been threatened with various situations that are not actually going to happen to you. And then you get out of them. So even like true crime podcasts, that's the same thing. Same freaking thing. You're hearing something horrific and nothing bad is actually happening to you. It's a form of trauma bond, and it does release those chemicals, and it can become addicted. So you're understanding that process. You're coming through that. The Moon card is here, and you're seeing how that's focusing directly into your subconscious waters. You can't really see it when you're in it because your trauma brain is adjusted fully to being in the trauma brain. So when you're like that, it's hard to make good decisions other than the ones leading you to your bank account stability. You're looking for the stability and you're thinking that it's in your bank account. But now you're coming to the realization and getting crystal clear that this is the most important thing on the planet. Relationships with others. Lovers, to me, it means sharing love, intimacy with other people. It doesn't have to be in a romantic way. You can love someone and not have sex with them. It's totally doable. So It could be any relationship. If you want me to, I can pull a clarifier on the Lovers. So you're figuring out that if you just walk through that portal and detox, this is where you're going to be sitting real pretty on a throne in the sunlight, basking away, getting that vitamin D and a bunch of other things that we're not allowed to know here. Okay, so the Lovers is clarified with the Six of Swords, moving to safer waters. Ooh, okay, so like I said, detoxing. Moving to those waters that are going to bring you some stability, some harmony, some happy emotions, right? You got the rainbow over here. All the swords are laying there underneath the rain, and there's the rainbow. Moving to safer, calmer waters. Sorry about the glare. Blasted. Okay, well, it's there. There's the rainbow. There it is. So, yeah, sorry, I'm messing with my lighting. Didn't work out so great. I think that might be it. Anything else Capricorn needs to go through this portal with for clarity? Any words of wisdom? All right, there it is. Protection. You are protected. You can go through that portal. Just make sure you're, being not hyper vigilant, but aware of your environment, your surroundings, those threats that might be on the outside of you. When people make the paradigm shift and go through the portal, which is, you got the devil card here twice. So you might be going through a few. People think that it's easy peasy lemon squeezy on the other side initially. No, not straight out the gate. You have people observing your growth process, whether you like it or not. They're observing it, and it will upset them because in some instances they do not have any access to you. They don't have the power and control that they used to have, and it really irritates them and it upsets them, because when you advance to other layers of life and you come to the understanding that what's good for you is actually good for everybody else, people have a really difficult time, for whatever reason, being happy for people. In some instances, not every instance, but going through portals will essentially help you understand who your loved ones really are. Because if they're poo-pooing you, dissing it, trying to take away from it, kind of squashing your excited happiness, that's a sign of a person that doesn't even have their own best interest at heart. Because if people are around them that are, doing the inner work and raising up the level of humanity into a space of sacredness, it should be a good thing, right? It should be celebrated. It should be, hey, I'm so freaking happy for you. I'm ready to jump out of my skin too. Even though I might not be there, the people around you are going there. That's got to say something about you. At least you have the aim to get there, rather than saying, well, that hurts my innards, my ego, so I want to pull you back. I want to push you down. I'm going to do things that demean you. And begins to kind of feel like a sadist behavior, where it's like, no, I don't want you to progress. I don't want you to move on. I want you to stay in this little hole that I created in my mind for you. When in reality, nobody's in those little holes but the person who created them in the first place. So you're going to go through this cycle of probably a shedding. That's usually what happens. There's a giant shed after you go through the portal. There's people that can't go through it with you, and that's okay. Wish them well and hope that they eventually catch up to being if you have your own best interest at heart, everybody else is going to have their best interest at heart as well, because we're all in this together. We're all connected. There's no one of us that's This is a multi-dimensional fractal ecosystem. We each have the purpose to serve. We just have to give people space to serve that purpose rather than shoving them into little teeny tiny holes that we somehow believe that we should force them into. This is why religion and indoctrination is so dangerous. And when I say indoctrination, I mean some of the people that are in the science community as well. You need to be careful that you're not stepping all over rights, which we are doing currently. So we need to keep that in mind, that it's not just the religious people that are, you know, forming toxic bonds. It's any sort that doesn't allow for freedom into health, freedom into being a healthy person. Okay. So whatever this is for you that you're bonded to, you're starting to break free, and you're going to eventually move through maybe 2 portals, not just 1. But you're protected there. You will lose some cups. You're going to, you know, shed some. This is the 5 of Cups. Bless these cards and the clear. Okay. So there might be some emotional spillage, and that's fine because you're going to keep your emotional sovereignty with the 9 of Cups. Good job, Cappy. And the 8 of Pentacles. It's going to be some work, but you see the web. Like I said, you already see the web. You know what's on it. You know what it's for. You know your purpose and place on it. And now you can get to work on doing what it is you really love doing. That's what I'm getting. Bottom. Ooh, there it is. Stairway to Heaven. Stairway to Heaven, up to the moon. You can't see it because blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I'm just gonna... There it is. Okay, see you. Stairway to Heaven. Okay, so let's get Cappy some... I just bought that deck, and I did put it on a cleansing rock. I love this deck. I just got this. It's so beautiful. This is the Lovely Animals Oracle by Helena del Amida. Can you see it? Oh, so sweet. Okay. I know. You can roll your eyes at me all you want, Kathy. That's fine. What does the universe want Capricorn to know from this really amazing deck? Ladybird. Balance, luck, and love. Ooh. Those are ladybugs, but it says ladybird. I read it correctly. I had to pause for a second. I'm like, those are not ladybirds, but they could be ladybirds. I guess we're going with ladybirds. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. Okay. All right. Psh, psh, psh. 36. It's on page 36 for those of you who are lovely little number people. Okay. Ready, set, go. Okay, brand new books. That's a little... Okay. Strengths are abundance, self-love, balance, and lots of luck. That sounds like a Capricorn to me. Opportunities will always manage every situation, even if it seems impossible. Weaknesses. Likes to share all good energy with everyone. How the hell is... Well, I suppose if you're not being diligent. Okay, so the threats are energy thieves are like shadows. They rob all power. Ooh, that could be what you need to look at too. After you jump through that first portal, you might have a few... Alright, Kosh Watchers be damned. You might have a few 5-stage clingers being like, you can't be that way. You can't do that. You can't feel that. You can't know that. You can't be that way in the world. And they will do really... You have to understand that people get in this mindset that things are supposed to be a certain way and that everybody has a certain role to play in their lives. And when those people are not playing those roles, they get really upset and fearful. So when it comes down to it, when we're talking good and evil, it's fear and love. It's fear and love. So love puts you in a state of calm and bliss and happiness, okay? Trauma, which is fear, puts you in a state of panic, puts you in a state of scarcity, lack. And if you don't get intelligent about what you're fearful about, you will become almost like I'm gonna be the bad guy. You're gonna be a menace in society. You're gonna cause way more harm than you do good. And in some instances, it will make you violent. Okay, so when people are stepping into fear and ignorance, you become volatile and violent. Not angry. Anger is a different mechanism that can turn into violence, but anger is there letting you know that something is wrong. And it's not always the outside world. Sometimes it's you. And people don't get trained in on how to decipher those things. So you have to keep this in mind when you're jumping portals. There's that energy thieves are like shadows. They rob all power. So if you are indeed going through abandoning or unbinding from trauma bonds of any sort, there will be kickback. But stand sovereign, keep your autonomy, all that good gravy. So create, this is a general message. Create a moment to restore your balance and accept what universe offers you. Open your mind to love yourself or others. Restore your energy with feelings of love to receive abundance and happiness in your life, which, Cappy, everybody is worthy and deserving of. You just have to keep reminding yourself that you seem to be in a position here where you can set the premise and put out your own frequency, energy, vibration. You don't have to lean on anything else. You got the 9 of Cups here. You got 7 of Pentacles. You got the 7 of Cups. You have options. You have a lot of options. So when you're sifting through all these different choices, which one puts you in a state of fear? Which one puts you in a state of love? Now, love is not addiction. Love is not, ooh, this makes me feel good for like 5 minutes to a half hour and then it's gone. That's not love. That's addiction. We make this weird mistake that thinking that all things that make us feel good are good for us. Right? So like, I'll put myself on a shopping block. I am having a horrible battle right now with caffeine. It wasn't so much of a battle with cigarettes and alcohol. It just kind of came and I was like, okay, I guess we're not doing that anymore. Perfect. That's what I wanted, was what I was working for. And now I don't have to swat anything away. So it's a releasing of that tie to that mechanism that was giving you some sort of coping. And what did I pick up instead for a coping mechanism? Ta-da! Pick it up for you. So, I have yet to find a proper, acceptable spiritual, because that's how I'm made up. If I need to release an addiction, it has to be filled with something spiritual. That doesn't have to be for everybody. Sometimes it's mental work, which I have a distinct feeling probably going to be my next thing. Get myself mentally immersed in something. It could be a way of you might be, I need to make money. I'm going to cut out this addiction or this type of relationship that I have and focus on Pentacles, or focus on healthy relationships instead and cultivating those. It could be a whole slew of different things, but it's when you shed something, when you drop something, when something's no longer in your life, you're going to need to acknowledge the space that it's left and fill it with something better, quote unquote. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's got to be better than what you were on before. Like I tried the green tea train thing. It didn't hold. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're putting cocaine in coffee. I don't know what it is, but I'm still struggling. It's a daily, it's a real thing. So until I find something better to replace it with, yeah, I'm gonna stick with coffee because I don't want to be a cranky beast. So, and that's the other sign of addiction is like you get emotionally dysregulated over something. So so it's not, I'm not perfect. I don't want to be perfect. Ew. But it is something that does need to be acknowledged when you're jumping portals and dropping things and giving up the old, is that it will leave a space for a while. It will. And if you don't fill it with something, you end up going back to the old thing. So just a little tidbit from my trying to learn lessons over here. Alright, everything else okay for Cappy? Build that stairway. Maybe that's it. Build your stairway to heaven. How do you get there, Cappy? Start asking yourself the important question. How do you get there? How do you build a stairway to heaven? Where is heaven? How do you make heaven? What does heaven look like to you? What are the steps you need to take to get there? How are you going to make it happen? Are the people around you supporting you in that? Are they happy for you? Can some people around you help you in cultivating that stairway to heaven? Can you help others cultivate their stairway to heaven? All right? Okay. Till next time. Love you, Cappy. Keep your flame.